In the bottom left, playing Nuru once again, we have Go7, this time in the blue. Saykoya up in the top right, playing Vesper, who, funnily, Saykoya is one of the most, I guess you could say, vocal people in the community about Vesper not being that strong. Definitely holds that opinion, and has actually proven to be very good at playing against Vesper as well. But if Saykoya is picking Vesper, I think you're gonna be in for like a good time. He also definitely knows the strengths of Vesper, as well as how to play against Vesper. And yeah, we're seeing, I believe that was Thief Wagon coming out. What's Go7 gonna do? Go for more captures. And we're seeing a bit of a difference here. And oh, we're seeing a very big difference here actually. Go7's just gonna smack the village in the corner with their commander. Normally this isn't a great idea because you want your commander to be more central so it can be more active. So, you know, you get up that big heal, it allows you allow it to contest, you know, your opponent's early swords to get even more groove and do more damage. And that's kind of generally what you want to do with your commander. If you put your commander in a corner, then it's kind of trapped there for a few turns. It takes a while to become active into the game. And yeah, I like the steel coming out. I don't know if the swords can... Oh, well. This sword could hit the thief, but I think it's like really, really unlikely that it's actually going to be able to achieve anything by doing that. Ooh. Saykoya is like, yeah, I mean, if your commander's weak, I'm just going to go and do some damage to it. Sword crit comes in, so it's going to lose the sword for doing that damage to Nuru, but that is also going to slow Nuru down a bit. Getting that little bit of extra damage in. And yeah, we didn't see any kind of like overextension with the sword there, so... Saykoya just gonna go for these captures. Thief's gonna go back. And yeah, just buys another knight. One thing to know about Shifting Sands, if people are coming in for the first time, you cannot build knights out of this center barracks, and like the one up on the top as well. Knights can only be built in the corner, so this does slow them down a bunch. And it does mean that you can't just buy double knights a lot of the time. So, you know, this is a single knight map meta. And interestingly, Go7's been going for these harpies, which is an interesting choice on a map that has like more limited knight play, but the map is also quite open, so you do tend to see quite a few knights. And yeah, Go7, they're just favoring, you know, the heavier harpy play. It forces mages out of Saykoya. But wow, just builds the dragon, okay. And yeah, this is where harpies come in, like they can just kind of weaken units, like the knight, and just allow them to be finished off. And now, oh, Saykoya's under a lot of pressure actually. Go7's been doing a really great job in the center, and up on this top left. And Nuru being down in the corner, so the one thing about going for that thief wagon buy is it does slow down your first knight. So... someone chat saying some stuff which I'll read at the end of the game. But yeah, Go7, they have a lot of the map. Well, I guess actually now it's split. Saykoya did manage to kind of pull it back, but Go7 just has a ton of money. Witch comes out, that's going to do some damage to this dragon. I think the witch could go down for that though. That's a very expensive witch as well, but I guess Go7's line of thinking here is I can just keep pressing forwards now. And they have so much air, like these mages are just kind of getting overwhelmed. Okay, Saykoya gets the thief return. Doing a little bit of damage with these units now. Sword going in, hitting this. Or knight going in, sorry, and hitting the sword. Anyway, you always trade a mage for a witch. Like, pretty well, almost always. Second dragon comes out, though. So Saykoya, I think they're going to go for a play where they go very deep with both dragons, do a lot of damage, and they throw down smoke. Now Go7 being very aggressive in the center still. Wants to keep pressing. Has the eco lead and just, you know, wants to keep pushing that. And there's just so many swords on this side. And they're actually doing great work with them. Just like lots of swords, lots of harpies. Because yeah, swords will just chew up mages. And they're very affordable. So yeah, these extra harpy buys just coming in. Forcing mages out of Saykoya, which, you know, you don't really want to be buying. You'd much rather buy, like, way stronger units. Ooh, another witch goes down to a mage. So Saykoya is taking good gold trades here now, but also beginning to lose territory. Losing some of that income. That said, Vesper's Groove is very good, like, gold efficiency-wise. So we're going to see a big turn of damage come out. And yeah, Go7 just has to pull back. Slowly building up more groove on Nuru. And yeah, just playing this game where it's very, like, eco-patient is the way I would describe it. Because yeah, you just want to bank a lot of money and get a lot of efficiency out of units. And I wouldn't say harpies are efficient, but swords definitely are. So just using those in a way. And I guess like harpies force your opponent off of knights, which is like one of the big things that stops sword spam. Because yeah, Saykoya just has to keep buying mages. Okay. And the kind of, I guess you'd say, like, overextension now on like capturing all these villages. Saykoya already had a thief. So this thief is gonna continue to steal, continue to get more and more value. There's a wagon in place, so that's actually just gonna return very quickly. And yeah, double dog bite. Your opponent has a lot of swords. Dogs make sense. They're very, very good against swords. Alright, what are we seeing here? Knight buy and a dragon actually. So Go7 is just like, you know what? Nuru isn't going to have groove for a while. I'm just going to buy my own dragon. I'm going to use that to pressure my opponent's commander out of moving where it wants to. Like, you cannot move onto a road when there's like a full health dragon nearby. It's just not a thing you can do. So yeah, a lot of these tiles become lethal tiles. And can't be used to wall either anymore. Okay, Saykoya now doing some really good damage over on this right hand side. Sets up this knight to deal damage to this village. We're just kind of seeing, I guess what you'd call like the swirl. Where like your strong side starts to push into your opponent's weak side and vice versa. So like a lot of like shifting happens around the map and it kind of just, it turns into like a swirl. Okay, Go7. Yeah, they're just going to continue to pull back on the left and push up on the left as well. And ooh, nice sword crits coming in on the commander. Just wants to threaten Vesper out. You know, that's like very good gold efficiency. Doing some very nice damage there. Gets the roll that they want to knock the village down. As long as it says 4, there's always a chance it won't actually get knocked down. And the steel comes in, knockdown comes in, and yeah, they're just going to continue to push on the opponent's weak side. And I'm looking at the clock. Saykoya is actually playing this very quickly. Like turn 13, 42 minutes left on the clock. So yeah, they're doing very good on time right now. Ooh, more and more damage coming in. Oh, I think this is going to be the turn we see Vesper Groove get used. Because, yeah, Saykoya is just going in very aggressive. Oh, wow. Actually not going to use Vesper Groove this turn. That's very interesting. A lot of these units are very aggressively positioned. So I would have expected, yeah, Groove to be used, but just saves it for the moment. Go7, yeah, they just lost a whole bunch of units. Like, you know, for as great as having a lot of swords doing damages, and they definitely chew through opponents. They also have the weakness of dying to basically any other unit in the game. So that turn, Go7 took a ton of damage. Losing a bunch of swords, having a bunch of damage taken. And there we see, oh, just continuing to fight out. I mean, they still have some swords. They brought the rest of the army up on this side. Just completely abandoning the bottom right. And Saykoya has enough forces on both sides that they can be aggressive on one while also like fighting on the other. And there's more and more villages coming up for Saykoya. And this might be actually like the surround turn. Big mage heal comes in. Yeah. Smoke shroud's gonna come in. And yeah, you're just gonna see a bunch of mage heals come in. A bunch of units be positioned nicely here. And I think Nuru can't get out of this. Like, even if Nuru has a lot of health, like dragons and mages and commander is just gonna kill. And yeah, this is a hard lesson to learn. Like, your opponent can just surround you sometimes with Vesper. And it's very difficult to play around this. Like, one of the common strategies we've started to see is like you'll just bring a transport and keep that in a safe place where your opponent can't kill it. So like a wagon won't get one shot by anything. So you keep that next to your commander basically at all times to prevent any kind of like surround like this coming in, so you can just like sneak out if you need to. And in this case, Nuru's just gonna die. There's basically nothing that can happen. And yeah, Saykoya is also gonna play it safe. Kill units where they can. I think that was a knight crit as well, so yeah, Nuru's just actually dead. And Double Dragon comes in for the kill. And yeah, Saykoya, they take game 2. They played that very well. I will say, Go7 also played very well. They did, like, that style is very unique and interesting. Going for that very heavy sword count with like the harpies to back it up. That felt like a very interesting way to play the game. But Saykoya, yeah, Vesper is still really good. And if you don't ban Vesper, you're gonna run into stuff like that. Because yeah, if you don't know how to, not necessarily not knowing how to play against it, but yeah, if you slip up once against a Vesper with Groove, you just die. So she's incredibly punishing. So I think, yeah, we're gonna take a quick look at stats. I'm very interested to see what like the economy differences were in that game. And yeah, we'll just give these quick refreshes. So yeah, Saykoya took a little bit of a lead early on, and then there was a big stretch of time where Go7 had a big economy lead. But interestingly, despite having the big eco lead, army value was heavily favored in terms of Saykoya, and that was just because Go7 was banking to use Nuru Groove. And I think they banked a little bit too hard, because even though they were getting a lot of efficiency out of those swords, like you look at the combat unit average, like Go7 was up in units throughout most of that game. But they might bank just a little bit too hard, because yeah, Saykoya just had a much more expensive army at the end. And yeah, you can see where the groove was getting used as well. So that's what, turn 9, turn 8? So we'll take a quick look here. Yeah, you can see like Nuru's army value going up a bit, but it just didn't make enough of a dent, I don't think. Like, they kind of closed a little bit on that turn, but yeah, then it kind of just didn't matter all that much. So despite being up in income average, army value wise, like Saykoya just had a lead. And yeah, that was basically it. So we have a game 3 coming up. I am intrigued to see how this is gonna go. Someone in chat saying like the openings they went for weren't very optimal. So yeah. But, you know, I mean, it's still interesting to see people play. It would be interesting to see like how people would look at a game like this and feel inspired to try and improve it. So Shifting Sands definitely still has potential for like meta development. But anyway, we're gonna go into game 3.